Streetboarding dreams, future and past. Here in the present, it's DRGNCAST.
So, welcome back to another episode of DRGNCAST. This is number 5, I think. Hey, man, this is cool. I'm losing count. So, yeah, we've been pretty consistent with these. Before we jump in to our guest, which I'm super excited to have on this week, I'm going to hand over to Mr. Sam Cook, give you the feature of Flex of the Fortnight. What's up, Sam?
All right, bruv. How's it going?
Good, good.
Yeah, Flex of the Fortnight. I have to read his name out. I think I can do this one, though. Angelo Carrasco Rojas. Yeah. He's doing an overcrook on a flat rail at a park in Chile that we went to, remember?
Yeah.
And it just looked like it felt so good, man.
Oh.
So here's the clip.
That felt good, man. That felt good. Plocky, a.k.a. Plocky, man.
Plocky. Was he in coma?
Yeah, he was around, man. Like, I don't know if it was the year you were there. The year before, he was around a lot, man. He's sick. Well, I mean, talking of one Chilean, we're going to move to...
He skates a lot, that guy, though.
Yeah. Our guest this week is, like, a streetboard... I mean, everyone on the show has been a legend. This guy, though, was... He made what I would say is the golden era of streetboarding. This is like, you know, the early to mid to 2000s period. Was out there riding for Dimension, setting up with Sergi out in California, but hailing from Chile. Big it up. Welcome to the show. It's Mr. Nicolas Spit Frega. What's up, Nick?
Hell yeah. All right. It is a pleasure to be with you, Jay and Sam. Thank you so much, guys, for having me. This is awesome.
Cool, man. Cool. No worries, man. So I know you're out in LA at the minute. I've been out, visited you a few times, but we're going to wind it right back. Why are you called Spit? So where did that come from?
You know, that's a funny origin story. I mean, that goes way back to a championship that they set up in Cordoba, Argentina, a long time ago. Brinton was there. I don't think you guys were there. Maybe you, Jay, were. But it was essentially my first time being exposed to the international skating scene, because before that I was just locally to Chile skating with the guys, and then that was the first time that we traveled together as a crew, and we met essentially Pipo and Diego from Argentina, and then Brinton was there, and it was the first time that we saw the Anderson boards with the thick bar, because we were all skating the really, you know, skinny bars, which you can't really do much on. So we saw Brinton, and he was essentially just throwing down, you know, nose grind to lip slides, backside lips, just sitting on rails for like a long time, and it just blew my mind. And at that trip, Brinton gave me the nickname Spit, because I was spitting a lot. I don't know why.
I never realized it was Brinton that gave you that name, man.
Yeah, he probably doesn't remember, but he was, because he was like a crazy superstar then. Everybody was trying to talk to him and stuff, and we were just like kids, super shy. We were staying away from him because he was so fucking good. But then he just saw me. He's like, "Hey, you're Spit all the time. You're Spit," and I was like, "Hell yes!" Brinton Anderson giving me a nickname. I'll take it, man.
You can't get away with that shit nowadays, man. You get cancelled for spitting everywhere.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. This is back in the day, so it was all good.
Yeah.
You should hear the nicknames that Brinton gives me. I don't know if I'd like to use that, especially when I'm late with my deadlines. No. Where do go in Chile, man? Where did you grow up in Chile? Was it Santiago?
Yeah. So I was actually born in Argentina, and I lived there for the first few years of my life, and then my dad essentially saw the collapse of the Argentine economy like 10 years before it was actually that it would manifest itself, and we were there when it happened.
Yeah,
for Worlds in Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
Yes. So we were there. It's kind of funny, but he saw that coming. He saw that sort of like hyperinflation collapse of the economy coming. So he's like, he's like, we have to get out of here before it hits. And then, he was trying to figure out where to move the family. And Chile, at that point, it was transitioning from the military dictatorship from Pinochet to democracy, right? So it was a weird time in history in which there was like a referendum, and Pinochet was like, would you guys want to have democracy again? And they put that out as a referendum to the people. And of course, the people voted yes. So he left. He left the government voluntarily after the referendum, and then Chile became a democracy again in the early 90s. And my dad decided, well, Chile's right next door.
Yeah.
It's back at being a democracy, so might as well just fucking move. So we moved out of Argentina to Chile. And then
Argentinian originally?
Yeah, I actually have a Argentine citizenship and U.S. citizenship. I don't have Chilean anything. Yeah.
What was streetboarding like in the early days when you moved to Chile? Did you start in Argentina or when you moved to Santiago?
No, I was way too young when I was in Argentina. So when I moved to Chile, I think I saw they were doing the old Snakeboard tour with Rob Nye and Victor Rodriguez. Yeah, all those guys were going around the world, so like doing demos and stuff. And I remember seeing they did like a TV show, and I saw them skating, and I was like, that's cool. I need to get some of that. And I bought a board, and I started skating on my own, and I wasn't really like super into it. It was mostly a way for me to kind of rebel against my parents and rebel against school. Like it was my way out of the system, I guess. And then eventually I met with Harry, which he lives in Valparaiso. I was in Santiago in Chile, in the capital, and then I met with Harry in Valparaiso. And we kind of connected those two scenes. The Valparaiso scene, you have Bob, Harry, and all this rippers, and then in Santiago you have Ollie. And it was me and a couple other guys, and eventually we hooked up and we created like a unified Chilean scene. That's essentially how it happened, I guess. And
you guys really pushed each other. I mean, remember when we got to Argentina and we saw the Chilean guys skating, and we were just like, fuck, it was like next level tricks, man, back in like 2001.
Yeah, 5 hours all day, man. You guys were just sitting.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, what's interesting is that in the Chilean scene, like we grew up watching like the early snakeboarding videos, and then when Frontal started putting movies out, we started watching those. But those movies were always very weird for us to connect to because they were skating these awesome skate parks that we didn't have.
Yeah.
We were skating these like perfect spots that we didn't have. So for us, like we gravitated towards like true school style and aesthetics. Like immediately. Like that spoke to us right away because you guys were skating at night to get away from the cops. You were like wearing hoodies, and like Sam was wearing his cool beanies. And I remember after I saw Sam wearing beanies, I was like, I started wearing beanies right away. So like we took a lot from the early true school days. We took a lot of that aesthetic. You guys listened to the same music. You like kind of had the same attitude towards skating, like no BS. Let's fucking go get it. Street skating. Yeah. And we took a lot of that. We imitated a lot of that. Like essentially the Chilean scene grew up as a love story to true school in a sense.
That's it.
It's true, man. A lot of people don't know this. But it's really interesting because we picked up that stuff from you guys, and we essentially started imitating the way that you guys dressed, the music that you guys were into, the type of skating that you guys were doing, like big gaps and big rails, and that influenced that early Chilean scene, which eventually led to that Dimension Left 4 Dead era that you're talking about. So True School there's a direct line of influence from True School to that Left 4 Dead Dimension era, which is really interesting, I think.
Shit, man.
Well, I could just give up now, Jamie.
Yeah, cool, man.
That's it.
Oh, you made my life. I thought we were...
No, thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you. No, I thought we were just known for being late all the time, man.
I
remember, when organised the nationals, and we printed all these signs to show how people get there. But we got there so late; everyone had arrived already.
We were
So we were the latest out of everyone. Shit, man. Cool. But then, so how did you get onto Dimension? Like, how did that come about? And then, and then from there.
Yeah, that was an interesting story. So I met Brenton for the first time in Cordoba in Argentina during that competition. But at that point, I was like just a kid. I just sucked. You know what I mean? Like I would like do 50s, maybe a board slide. Like I could barely skate in a tranny. Like I wasn't good at all. And Brenton at that point was just Brenton and people were like a different freaking universe. So after that, we kind of started taking skating seriously and training seriously. So one thing that the Chilean scene had is like we approached skating as sort of like as training. Yeah. Like we would have fun with it for sure, but we would also go train.
Yeah.
And you can see that with Bob skating, for example. You can see the way he skates. He's systematic in the way that he skates, and he trains. So I'm not sure exactly why that happened with this scene in particular. I think we were all very competitive kids growing up, and we wanted to like be the best. So we started training, and then we went to Worlds in Buenos Aires, where we hooked up with you guys, and we met G, we met Sergi, we met Thomas, Brenton, all that guy. Everybody was there. And at that point, I was a little better. And I remember talking to Brenton in Juan Valiente's house. We remember we were all staying in that house.
Yeah, dude.
In Buenos Aires. It was sick. I remember talking to him, and he was telling me that he was starting a new company. He was going to start a board company, and he's like, I'm looking for skaters. And he's like, would you like to come out to Ogden, in Utah, and try out for this new company? And I was like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm down. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. So did you go out to Ogden? You went out to Ogden?
Yeah. So what happened is I competed in Worlds. I think I got like 12th or 13 or something like that. It was. I mean, I wasn't very good at that point, but it was fun. And then I got back to Chile, and I was like, yo, Dad, like I'm moving to the States.
How old were you when you decided to move to the States?
I was 17.
Is that how old you were when you were filming Left 4 Dead? Staying in Victor's house.
When I started, I started probably like 4 years after that film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were a bit older. I mean, you seemed older.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Yeah. So did you move straight out to Victor's house, like straight away?
No. So like Brenton was like, you got to fly out to Ogden and you got to skate with us to see if you're good enough. So I went back to Chile. I was like, yo, Dad, like I'm dropping off. I'm not gonna finish high school. I'm out. And my dad was like, where are you going? I was like, I'm going to the States to skate because I have this opportunity out there with some guys that I met. So I want to see where this goes, Yeah. And for me, it was perfect because like skating for me was always a way to rebel against like established authority in my life. Like, you got to go to school and you got to do what the teachers tell you. And then you got to go home and do the homework. And then after that, you got to go to school and get married. And like, I didn't want none of that. You know what I mean? Like I was a total punk.
Yeah. I
wanted to skate. I wanted to fight. I wanted to skate and fight and drink and listen to heavy metal. And that's all I wanted to do.
Yes.
So it was perfect for me. I was like, fuck it, I'm out. So I went to Ogden and I stayed with Brenton for a while.
Oh shit! I think
this is before Dimension when they were building the prototypes.
Yeah.
So how did Ogden living fit in with your you wanting to fight, fuck, and drink the whole time? Is it compatible with that lifestyle?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Try?
You drink a lot of beers, man.
That trip was one of the best experiences of my life because it showed me that skating can be so much more. Because like living with Brenton is like a machine. Like that guy was engineered in a lab or something. Like it's a weird It's just a weird mutant. It's a mutation. Like, it's not real. He skates at such a different level, and he's so motivated and driven. And I learned a lot from him in that trip on how to approach skating to make it like a career, right? As opposed to just a thing that you do when you're a kid, when you're punk. You want to approach it as a career. And I learned that from him in that trip. It was amazing. All we did was we get up, we go to the coffee shop, play chess. He would destroy me at chess, and then we would go skate and film until like 8 p.m. And then after that, we would go swing rope jump into a lake. And then after that, we would go back to his brother's gym, athletic gym. They have an Olympic gym, and then we would just jump on trampolines all night and then repeat every day.
Damn, man, that sounds like the day. So when did you move out to Cali then? How did that happen?
Yeah, so I was in Ogden, and then I went back to Chile to kind of like get my passport or something, or then we got invited to go to Worlds in France.
2005.
First
No,
one.
that was before. It was 2002.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, 2002. Yeah, man.
Yeah. That was Nantes in 2002. So that's when I was supposed to meet Josh, right? For the first time, because he was of course the other partner in Dimension. So they hooked me up with what was his name? The French guy. It starts with a V.
Vianney,
yes.
Yeah.
They hooked me up with Vianney and Hadrian, and they flew me out to Paris, and I hooked up with those guys, and then we did a tour of France for the whole summer, which culminated in Worlds in Nantes in 2002.
Sick, right.
Yeah, that was sick. And then I met Josh, and then at that point, Josh is like, "You gotta come to San Jose and stay with me, because we're starting to we're doing this board company for sure. We're doing Dimension for sure, and you gotta be a part of it." And I was like, hell yeah, man, I'm down. Let's go. Yeah. So after the trip, I flew out to San Jose, and I stayed with Josh for a while they were getting the AS1. They were getting the AS2 model ready for launch.
Same. Yeah, because AS1 was, because we were with Brinton when he got the first prototype of AS1 in Barcelona with Sergi. We were staying at his mum's house. I think Sergi was going to school, and we were just hanging out, skating, and then waiting at the internet cafe for pictures of the AS1 prototypes to load, and then it rocked up. Sick, man. And then I don't know, and then like I don't know, for me, I don't know, the biggest part, probably one of the biggest streetboard videos ever was Left 4 Dead, which was the first one. What's the story behind the name?
The name Left 4 Dead. So Left 4 Dead was a project that was started by Brinton back in the day, like AS1 day, like before I joined. He started Left 4 Dead. It was a concept video that he had, in which essentially it's going to be the first Dimension video to be released. And he started filming. He didn't have a lot of footage, but he started filming. It was mostly around, Utah and some international trips. He had some footage from France. He had some footage from Argentina. But then when I joined, I joined at the same time that he was taking his personal leave of absence from Dimension. If you remember, like there was a period of time in which Brinton sort of like left the scene completely. So I joined, and essentially he was like, here's Left 4 Dead. Here's the footage I have. Get it done.
Oh.
You went hard for that video, man.
Yeah.
There's that one slam, nose grind down. What's that place? La Jolla?
It's La Jolla in San Diego. Yeah.
La Jolla. Damn, man, you got broke off. You just kind of got up and shook it off, though. Did you have any lasting damage from that?
Yeah, that's the last trick on the intro of Left 4 Dead. It's just me eating shit. And then the title Left 4 Dead. That's part. It's in La Jolla. You guys been there too. You Sam skated the 16 rail.
No, I don't think so.
Didn't you jump the set or something?
Oh, Jamie, you skated a 60.
I think I lit sled it or 50'd it or something. Yeah,
Yeah, you did a 50 down it. Yeah, I remember. That's in Left 4 Dead too. It's in the Friends section.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
What was the sickest bit of filming Left 4 Dead? So how long did you film it for?
Yeah,
It was coming out for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I picked up the project, it was essentially right after Worlds in LA, which was what year was that?
2003, I think.
Yeah, 03.
Yeah. So by 2003, I was already living with Victor in Orange County. I already sort of like helped them prototype and test and battle test the AS2. So remember the tracks, the trucks of the AS2, they were breaking off at the blunt plate.
Yeah.
So then we put a little like extra metal bridge between the truck and the blunt plate so they wouldn't break. So around that time, I picked up sort of like the producing role of Left 4 Dead, and the guys Victor and Josh, they gave me a budget, and they said we need this video to be premiered on Worlds in France in 2004. Was that right? In
2005. Lyon was 2005. 2004 was Poland.
That's right. I didn't go to Poland.
Man, you didn't miss anything. It was freezing, and like the people were really not that friendly.
It was fun, but it was cold, and I have to say, people didn't really like us in Poland, Jamie. I don't know why.
No, not just us. Like Hadrian got punched in the face or glassed in the face in a bar.
But Hadrian, he was getting in fights when I was in France, and we were traveling around France in that van, in that huge like makeshift van with beds, and like sleeping on the ground on like this, on the countryside. He was always getting into fights with people for some reason. He would get drunk on wine and then just start fighting.
Maybe it's Hadrian then. Maybe Hadrian's the reason that people were so unfriendly to us. I don't know.
I think it was probably because we were young and broke and trying to steal people's drinks in that bar.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, probably. And their girls.
Did Alex Morton have a section on Left 4 Dead, or was that the next video?
No, Alex had the last part in Left 4 Dead, which to this day I think it's probably the most innovative and groundbreaking parts ever.
How did you find him?
How did we find Alex? I mean, when we started, they gave me the budget, and then they gave me the deadline, which is the premiere on Worlds in 2005. They're like, we need this video ready by 2005, and I'm just a kid, and we have to do it legit. We have to get the rights for the music.
Yeah.
We have to like talk to lawyers to like talk to the record companies to get the rights. Like I have to like coordinate this like punks to fly around the world to film on a schedule. And I also had to build a team, because at that point Dimension didn't really have a team besides the European sort of like park writers, right? Like we had Thomas T, Thomas K, we got Sergi and Goddard, and Brinton was kind of like out of the picture at that point.
Yeah. And then, so you were living with Sergi then. So Sergi, you guys were like living together for.
And we looked the same. We looked alike too.
Yeah.
You were all but the most tanned I've ever seen anyone, man. You used to kind of rub that oil on yourself and sit by the pool.
That was Sergi's sort of like aesthetics. He wanted to be as tan as possible.
You used to ride a sidewinder barefoot down the road to the pool. Just cover yourself in like this cooking oil shit. And When I came out there, I remember Alex Morton's mum coming around the house to kind of vet everyone. Do you remember that? Just to check everyone out, like, where the hell is my kid going? And staying with these guys, and Sergi's walking around in his underpants, like with a glass of fucking Lucky Charms or something.
Oh yeah, dude, because I mean, at that point, we had like the mission. We have to release Left 4 Dead, which is the first video ever from Dimension, and it has to be good. We can't just release some random crap.
Yeah.
So I essentially talked to Sergi, and I knew Sergi from World in Argentina and in France. So I knew him okay at that point. I was like, listen, Sergi, like, you're on the team and we need to get this video done. Just move to the States with me to get this done. just come join. I have a house. We have a house in Orange County. We have a car. We have a little bit of money that we can use to buy, Gatorades and In-N-Out burgers.
In-N-Out,
skate all day.
Sweet, man. What was a typical day like in that house, man? What would you do in a typical day there?
Yeah, I mean, so typically we would have, I brought sort of like that methodical mentality to the filming process and to the team. Like I wanted to approach this as a project that needed to be completed by a deadline, and we needed to do it properly. So we bought maps because it was back in the day. We have flip phones. We didn't have smartphones. So we bought maps from San Diego to San Francisco. Like the old maps, the fold out maps that you get from the gas station.
Yeah.
And we circled every single high school from San Diego to San Francisco.
Sick. And you just went out and checked them out.
And then the plan was like, okay, we're gonna start in Orange County, and then the radius is essentially going to expand over time until we cover San Francisco to San Diego to San Francisco.
Yeah. Did you get all the way up to San Francisco?
We never even made a dent on those maps. Not even close, man. We got maybe like 1% done. Like, yeah. You know how big how big California is. I mean, there's no chance.
Yeah.
But that's all we would do. We would essentially get the map, sort of like plan. On Monday we'll plan the week. Okay, if we're skating from Monday to Friday and school is in session, we can't really skate the high schools. So we would essentially go to different spots. So we would try to find different spots based on other skate videos that we saw. We would drive around until we found those, mark them on the map, throw a couple tricks down, and then move on. And then on the weekends, we would go skate the high schools. So La Jolla down in San Diego, which is the 21 stair, the one that I tried nose grinding and shit. And then the 16th, which Bob does a switch backside lip for his ender part.
Damn, man.
That's nuts.
Gnarly.
That is nuts. Because you guys been there and you know how tall and long that rail is.
It's horrible, that rail, because it's not that, like, I mean, the 21's super steep, but then that one's really shallow. And so switch back from that, you're going high, man. And
dude, you have to just imagine approaching that switch backside, going as fast as you can and just being like, fuck it, I'm just going to try a back lip. And he landed that first try. Perfect.
No way.
That's ridiculous, man.
That was like one of the best days for him. He killed it that day. He did a board slide down the 21 stair, first try. Perfect. Beautiful. And then back switch, back lip on the 16, just like that. It was amazing.
Dude, oh man, that's it. Oh man, those days, I mean, that whole period, I really, like I said it in the intro, I think of like the golden era of streetboarding. Like you guys bring out Left 4 Dead and filming and running like Dimension, and there was just such a good vibe then. And I remember I came out, and like Sam came out, Kai was out at some points, and loads of people were coming over, staying with you guys at Victor's house. And then Worlds 2005 was just sick as well, because that's where you had, like you said, you had this European park skaters, and then you had like you guys rocked up where Alex Morton did. Wasn't he doing like backsides onto the rail, like
backside 270 out?
Yeah, 270 out as well. Yeah, and then you had like the park rats and like then Gabby coming and killing it, wearing my dad's purple shirt and a matching headband.
Backflip 50 the first time.
No,
that was in LA.
Yeah, that was 2003.
You're talking about Leon.
Yeah, Leon.
Yeah.
And then Leon was when, and then Brinton did the front flip off the...
Brinton's run in Leon 2005 is the best contest run I've ever seen, man.
Yeah.
There's that huge backside 180, then he does backside 270, frontside wall ride, 270 out, which is hard as fuck. Then comes back and does some sort of spinny to fucking backwards, slidey something, I don't know. But then backflip off the box at the end, and look at the judges, man.
Front flip, yeah. He's just looking at the judges.
Front flip, sorry, yeah.
Around. He's like, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, what?
He did that front flip off Macba in Barcelona, remember?
I don't remember that.
Oh, man, that contest was sick.
Yeah, nice little segue there. Yeah, why didn't you skate for Blood on Concrete instead?
Yeah, so Blood on Concrete was supposed to be sort of like I'm not sure what the purpose of the contest was besides just let's try to kill ourselves down some crazy stuff.
I'll tell you how it went, because it happened a few months earlier when Josh was over.
Yeah.
When he come to the UK to actually meet Neil Thompson, who started Highland, and then me and him went to see Sergi. And then one night, me and Josh were really drunk in a bar, and we were like, we should do a street contest, man. And we were like, yeah. And that's how it started. We were like, we just want to see people fucking kill themselves. And I was like, put it Blood on Concrete, bro. He was like, yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
We tried to kill ourselves in the evening.
Sorry, before we continue, it says 5 minutes, and then I noticed that it doesn't change the screen to my screen when I speak. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, no,
no. You pop up in the final cut or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, Left 4 Dead. So there is. Yeah, I mean, I need to get back to your question, Sam, about Alex. But the reason I didn't skate Left 4 Dead is because La Jolla's. There's a white rail in Left 4 Dead that I do a backsmith, and then G does a switch board slide.
Yes.
So in that rail, I tried a switch lip slide, and I broke my heel, which is one of the hardest bones to break because it's so dense.
Yeah.
So I had crutches because my heel was broken. So that was like maybe 2 weeks before Blood on Concrete in Barcelona. So I had to fly out to Barcelona on fucking crutches and miss Blood on Concrete.
Fuck yeah, no, that contest was sick though, man.
It's nuts.
I mean, for whatever else, just for a contest that was, like you just said, it was for the pure skating, man, and that was it. And that was, I think, that was so fucking banging. Like,
we had a crew as well. There was a lot of people there, like, just bowling around, man.
Yeah, it was insane. And I remember that was essentially the first time that the international community got exposed to how good Bob really is. That was like the first time that
the 5-0.
Yeah. That was the first time that it was like, hold on, who is this kid? Like, this is insane. Because at that point, when we were starting filming for Left 4 Dead, I was like, I need to get Bob up in Victor's house as soon as possible if we're gonna get this done. So I was like, fucking Sergi, you gotta move to Victor's house. Bob, you gotta move to Victor's house. And then Alex, which Alex was essentially introduced via Victor. He was like an amateur when Left 4 Dead started. And I was like, fuck that, you're going pro right now because you're gonna have the last part because his skating was so different to what we were doing. It was pure street skating because he grew up in LA. So he was around that urban sort of like street skating rails and gaps and stuff. He wasn't fucking around. So he brought that new sort of like pure street skating aspect to it to Left 4 Dead, and he influenced the video a lot, which turned out to be great.
Yeah, no, I mean he killed it. All right, cool. I'm going to pause there and restart the meeting just so then we can we're up because I'm watching the time. So give me 2 secs and I'll send you a invite. Sweet, man. I'm enjoying this a lot.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
We're talking about.
So you're still in the States, man. How's LA at the moment?
Yeah, I am. LA is really freaking hot right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's the office that you're in? What do you do over there?
This is it's the company I work for. It's a tech startup in Manhattan Beach, and I do. I'm actually the VP of engineering, so I do software stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I always had really math and science came really easy to me. So when I wanted to go to university, I was like, oh fuck it, I'll do physics because I always was into physics and stuff.
Oh.
So I went to UCLA and got my degree in physics.
What does that mean?
That's
what about that one?
those are Maxwell electromagnetism.
10 points, bro.
The other one, I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while.
I know all about theoretical physics this morning. I watched 3 YouTube videos this morning, man. I'm well versed.
Nice.
Did you ever chat to Brinton much about it? Because I remember years back him going, like, chatting to me about string theory and stuff, and he was kind of reading about it. This is like years back.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it. I mean, it was interesting because like Brinton left sort of like the scene, and then we didn't have much contact with him for years.
Yeah.
By the time that he was getting back into it, I was on my way out.
Yeah.
So.
Is that where the name dimension came from? String theory?
I don't know actually who gave it the name. I'm sure it was Brinton, and it has the Escher type triangle.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to ask him. I'm going to ask him tomorrow, man.
So how many dimensions are there, Spit?
How many like physical dimensions?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the physicist. Hey, for a bonus point, man, tell me what percentage of the universe is made up of dark energy?
It's like 90-something%.
73%.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, 73, and then dark matter is the other.
23. Stars are 4%, and carbon-based whatever is 0.03%.
Yeah.
So the universe is mostly dark.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with is it Boltzmann brains or something? Like
Boltzmann brain.
Boltzmann brains, that's it.
Yeah, Boltzmann brain is it's essentially it's kind of like a thought experiment, but it's essentially like if given enough time in a vacuum, if you let enough time pass because of quantum fluctuations, you would have essentially a conscious brain sort of like arise from the quantum fluctuation for like a fraction of a second.
Yeah. And then isn't it there? I was listening to something the other, and then therefore that if the universe is infinite, the probability is we are just a Boltzmann brain imagining everything or some shit like that.
Well, yeah. If given an infinite amount of time, your brain with your specific exact memories will eventually arise from a quantum fluctuation.
Cool, man. Yeah, I love that idea. When I read about
that kind of the same thing as like giving a 1,000 monkeys 1,000 typewriters, and eventually they write Shakespeare.
Yeah, I actually think that's a myth. I don't think that they actually do get to write Shakespeare.
I don't think anyone's tried it. Maybe.
Yeah. Actually, Spit, you should check out. There's this show, like a radio podcast called The Infinite Monkey Cage, and it's like a science-based comedy show, and it's really good, man. Like it's fun, it's cool. Man, one thing I always wanted to ask, because I can't even remember the chronological order of it or when it came out, because Eudaimonia, is that what it was called?
Eudaimonia was the video after Left 4 Dead, and it was the point in time in which I was essentially transitioning out of skating.
Yeah.
And that was Kyle's project.
Yeah.
Kyle had a 6 section in that.
Yeah.
Kyle Ondorf.
Yeah, you had a 6 section in that though, man. The opening line, the 180 you do over the rail at the end. I've been to that spot, man. That's gnarly.
Yeah, that's in San Jose. I do like a switch 540 and a tail slide on a curve, and then I do a 180 over the rail.
Yeah.
That's the same rail I do a switch back lip in Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the same rail that Josh skates in Left 4 Dead. He does a 50 with a helmet.
Yeah.
And the reason he's wearing a helmet is because it was like 2 months after his brain surgery.
Oh,
damn, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
Josh is a beast, man. He's had so many surgeries, and like he was always the best. I mean, there is no dimension without Josh. So.
Yeah. No, big up to Josh, man. Like, he's sick, man. Like he rocked it, and he's still around, and like after all that shit he's gone through. So, man,
he's such a lovely, generous, kind, like warm person, man. It's really nice hanging out with him.
Yeah, the guy's amazing. But yeah, Eudaimonia was Kyle's baby, and he essentially wanted to do like a quick video after Left 4 Dead, sort of like a more laid back approach to skating. Left 4 Dead, like we killed ourselves for 2 years. So now let's just skate for the pleasure of skating, as opposed to trying to make a statement about the world through rails and gaps. So Eudaimonia was mostly skating, just for fun, and I think it reflects. I think when you watch that video now, you're like, okay, this is just people having fun with the board.
Yeah.
When you watch Left 4 Dead, you're like, people are trying to kill themselves.
Yeah, people, that was like balls to the wall, like we're going all out, and you do that sick. Is it you? I'm trying to remember, like gap over a wall, and then it.
Oh, okay. So that gap is nuts. That's in UCI, in Irvine, and have you been to that one?
I know.
I think we saw it, Jamie. We saw that gap.
Did we?
I think so.
Oh, I fucking love that shot, man.
That's in Eudaimonia, yeah.
Yeah, it's the intro for Eudaimonia, and it's actually in the intro for Left 4 Dead too, as well. But that gap is the right next to the UCI rail that I do a switch tail slide down. It's like a 16.
Yeah.
That gap is intense because you have to jump over a ledge, then over a set of like a four stairs, then another ledge, and then into a really, really narrow, like, side. On the other side, there's like a 20 stair that goes down into a basement. And when you're skating towards it to actually do the gap, you can't see the landing because it's too high. So what we did is we put a quarter on the ground to indicate in which line he had to jump through to actually make it into the gap. It's totally insane. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. It's not skatable. It's not for skating.
Oh, I love it.
He just went for it, man. Like, he just did it. And I was like, this is insane. I can't believe you tried that.
Carl was somebody who just brought some next vibes to streetboarding, man. Like
he had some super creative tricks in that video, and I think he took a little bit from rollerblading. There's what he does, like stall up the stairs and then jumps onto the rail.
Yeah, I remember that for sure. He does like a no stall to tail and then down Smith on like a 6 stair. Yeah, because his background, he comes from inline skating.
I thought so.
So it's completely different approach to skating, completely different. Like, this guy was doing, if you remember in Left 4 Dead, he does like a back 50 to gap to Smith to a different rail, completely different rail. They're parallel rails, and he goes from one rail to the other one.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it. I don't have a copy, and I couldn't find it on the internet this morning. Left 4 Dead.
Oh, I'll send you a link. I actually watched it like last week. I'll send you a link to it.
Sweet, man. I watched it. I watched it not long ago, like about a month or two ago, man. Like,
yeah, the intro alone, it's like a 3-minute insanity. Like, the intro alone it just gives me pumped, man. It's so good. And the friends section, where it's you, Sam, we have Kai, like Josh, everybody's skating. Like, that section is so freaking good.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I always remember Kai's bits in it, and that summer, because we came out and hung out with you guys for like a few weeks with Kai. And that's like, I think that's the time I really got to know Kai, and like, oh, that was so fun, man. Like, that was Kai was amazing. That was before his really bad elbow crash. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
that was gory.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to him about it one day.
Yeah, we should get him on, man. That was sick.
Sure.
It'd have to be in person, though.
Two bottles of Jaeger? No. 3? No.
One bottle. We will make 1 bottle, 2 bottles. 3 bottles. 3?
I love it, man. Big up to Kai. Yeah. Cool. Like, so Nick Smith, I never know what to call you. You mentioned just now, you were like, so there's that period that you were transitioning out of skating. Like, why did you kind of transition out of skating? What happened?
Yeah, I mean, it was weird because like I like being influenced early on by Brinton and the way that he approached the business and streetboarding and how he wanted to have a career out of it, and then working with Victor. Victor was like a big brother to me. Like, he taught me. He essentially taught me how to be a grown ass man. Then when I got to the States, I was a kid. And then after a few years with Victor, I was an actual person that I knew how to use a bank account and a credit card and drive a car and shit. So at that point, I started thinking about, like, what am I going to do? Like, skating, like, you can barely make a living out of it. It's really hard. You can, but it's really, really difficult. So I started thinking a lot about that. And I knew I wanted to stay in the States because at that point, like, I had like the most formative years of my life were in the States with you guys and with Sergi and with Victor and with Josh, and I didn't even want to leave. So I was like, I need to find a way to be here forever, or at least for the long term. So and the only option that I had at that point was essentially go to school, because I was telling Sam just a few minutes ago, I was really good at math and science in high school. I just didn't want to do it because I wanted to skate. I didn't want teachers telling me what to do. But when Left 4 Dead was ending and I was trying to consider what to do next, I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll go to school for physics. And it's really funny because I went to UCI, which is it's a state school. It's the University of California at Irvine. And I made an appointment with the counselor, and I was like, I made an appointment, and then I go see her, and I'm like, cool. So I want to go here to study physics. And she's like, that's great. And I was like, can I start Monday? And she's like, what? And I'm like, well, this is a public school. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, can I just start Monday then? And she's really confused. And then because of that, I understood that public does not mean public in the United States.
No. Oh, that's hilarious, man.
Yeah. So eventually, like, I went through the process, I went through the system, and I got a few scholarships, and I was able to go over to UCLA to do physics.
Sweet, man. Well, man, and then you've been living in LA ever since. You now live with the amazing your other half, Mads, who I'm just gonna, just so everyone knows, who is the most talented artist ever. She did this for the True School. So
dude, I need that. You guys never sent us.
I've got one here, man. Send me your address after this. You'll get one out, man.
I need that, dude. It's like black metal style. I love that.
That's why I asked her, because she does all the black metal covers and stuff she used to do, and I was like, I need her to do something for True School, man. Like,
dude, yes, I need that hoodie.
Cool.
So bad.
Send me after. I've got all my shipping set up now, so I'll sort it out. But
shout out to Mads, man. She took me to the Rainbow Rooms when she knew I only had like $13 and 2 cigarettes to my name, and still had a good time.
I remember that, dude. We've been, before COVID, that was our spot. We would hit the Rainbow every weekend, man. It was so good. Such a good spot in Sunset Boulevard. It's amazing.
Well, finishes early though. That's what struck me about LA nightlife. It like shuts off at 11. That's it.
No, at 2.
2. Still early. It's super early. It might as well be 11.
Might well. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's not the same. It's not the same for sure. I mean, you get used to it. You get used to finishing the 2, and then next day you can actually function. But I mean, if you want to go harder, you can always go to Vegas. It's down the street.
Yeah, man. Well,
I'm not scared of Vegas, man.
Oh, I love it.
No, I don't think I should go there.
No, I'd be all right. Well, I mean, I want to come out because I'm definitely once COVID allows, I'm planning a trip out to Utah. I want to come by LA, and that'd be cool. All right. Well, I mean, we're getting to like an hour. Is there anything else you want to chat about?
Me? I don't know, man. I mean, I'm game for whatever you guys want to talk about. Whatever else. Yeah.
Wormholes. We did wormholes. Biceps I've got written down here, and also the secrets of the heavens. If you could, just expound on that, man, that'd be great.
On biceps and the secrets of the heavens.
Yeah.
Did you? Because after streetboarding, you beefed up, man. Because you were like.
Yeah, you're looking hench, man. You don't have much of a social media presence, I've got to say.
I don't. Yeah.
But you got some pictures that I was sending to Jamie earlier on, looking buff, man.
You know why? That's Victor's influence.
Yeah. Oh, now I get it. Now I get it.
That's Victor's influence. Yeah, Victor. I mean,
what about this one? You're a handsome motherfucker. Look at that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's Victor's influence, man. Because like, you know, Victor is he's into weightlifting and stuff. So living with him and like looking up to him as an older brother, I just like I just imitate him and do whatever he was doing.
Yeah, looks like you're channeling like Zac Efron or something there.
We took that picture in your.
That's great, man. I'm gonna make that's my new wallpaper.
Yeah. Cool, man. All right. So we'll start wrapping up, but what I always like to do just at the end is a bit of quick fire questions.
Okay.
So who's your favorite streetboarder ever?
Favorite streetboarder ever. So this question is really difficult for me to answer. So I'm going to grab Brinton and put him in a different category. So he doesn't count.
Okay.
So let's put Brinton in like a weird mutation category. He doesn't count. It's a different story. So with that being said, favorite streetboarder ever is Bob.
Yeah.
Hands down, best style, and he has the most natural ability I have ever seen on a board. Like he was born to do this. It's amazing.
Agreed. What's the gnarliest trick you've ever done?
I have ever done? That's tricky. I actually landed quite a few of really cool backside rodeos back in the day. Yeah, people don't know that. People think that I just do rails, but we were actually going to Woodward skate camp that was by Bakersfield.
Yeah.
Kyle knew a few guys there, so we used to go to Woodward quite a bit. I think we went like 2 or 3 times, and I got really good at backside rodeos for some reason. I would just throw them down the box and just land backside rodeos. It was sick. So maybe that, because it was just so unusual for me to do a backside rodeo.
Sick, man. No, definitely. Did anyone ever film it?
It's filmed, but it's not filmed one that I land. There's a few tries that I do that it's filmed. And I also did if you remember in Worlds 2005, I did like a pretty cool backflip on the box.
Yeah, you did.
That shocked me.
Yeah.
It's because of Woodward. It's because of all the training that we did at Woodward the previous summer.
Yeah. What's the gnarliest trick you've seen someone else do?
Oh man. That one's also hard because there's so many categories. I would say Gabby's backflip to 50-50. It's the most ridiculous thing
Yeah.
I have ever seen.
That's just.
Oh no, dude! Remember David Allgood? He did a
shout out David Allgood.
450.
Yeah.
He did a 450 to lip slide. Remember that?
Yeah. That was ridiculous, man. I thought he was going to kill himself, man.
For a second, I thought you were talking about Rick's mate, David. Remember that guy?
Oh yeah, Dave. Yeah. No, man.
Shout out the other David as well. Yeah.
David Allgood. That was at Worlds 2003, no?
Yeah, he just grabbed like a random rail. He put it on a tranny, and then he just gap transferred to it 450 from out of nowhere. Like he never tried it before. He was just like nuts. He just did that. That was insane. That backflip to 50-50. G's switch backside Smith on Hollywood High 16.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous because it's high as hell and scary, and he did it like 3 hours before his flight back to Germany.
Damn, man. It's one way to stretch your legs before a flight, man.
For sure. Yeah. But there's too many, man. I mean, there's too many. There's Bob's switchback lip. There's Kyle's, gap that he tried to use. Yeah, there's too many, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Cool. What was your favorite ever skate trip?
Skate trip?
Yeah. Like somewhere you went.
Well, I mean, Korea was really fun just because it was weird because we got there and we were treated like superstars. Like we were signing autographs and like we had like drivers and translators and stuff. So that was cool. But I think probably Blood on Concrete on Spain. Yeah. That was Barcelona. That was probably the best in terms of the energy and the crew and the sort of like the family feel to it. Like let's get all the best skaters in one place and let's go street skate together and film. That was just like, to me, that was like a dream come true. It was amazing.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that. That's my favorite thing about skate is that and especially got a crew that big, you just feel like on top of the world, man.
Yeah, you feel like you're part of something really special, man, and it was.
Yeah, it was those
Do
days.
you remember the first Worlds in Nantes? Like the crew then, when we were out and we were walking down the street, it was like a fucking riot or a protest.
Yeah.
There was so many of us, man. We were so deep. We'd like rock up to a bar and just fill it. You know?
Yeah. Cool, man. All right. Actually, I got one last question for you. So you bought one of the first release dragon boards. Are we going to see you on one? Have you?
I saw that you guys were launching a new board company. I was like, I gotta show my support, man, for sure. So I just picked one up. I don't have any trucks or any wheels, so I don't know.
Just hold tight, all right? Hold tight. Cool, man. Thank you for coming on. Like, I've really enjoyed chatting to you, man. I miss hanging out with you, and for sure got to hang out soon when we can. Any thank yous you want to throw out there?
Oh man, there's so many people I want to thank. Well, first of all, you guys for essentially influencing the way I look at skating from day one. You guys are the true original hardcore street skaters, and yeah, so all the credit goes to you guys on that for sure. Then of course Brinton for giving me an opportunity to skate. Josh for being the best person in the world. Victor for being a big brother, role model to me. Then all the guys from the Chile crew and I mean every single skater out there, man. I mean, you guys, the best years of my life, hands down.
Cool, man. No, thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it. Sam, any last words?
No, I don't think so. Nice talking to you, Spit, man. Thanks for saying all those nice things about us.
Yeah. No, thank you, bro. That's been sick. So that's been episode 5 of DRGNCAST. Like a true legend of the sport, and like for me, just one of those people who man, I'm so happy we had you on, man. That was sick. So guys, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the podcast, and that was DRGNCAST. We out. Safe.
Streetboarding dreams, future and past. Here in the present, it's DRGNCAST.